he's come into the situation where he has said, you know, he has kind of just ignored the criticisms. You know, there's a lot of criticism going on right now that that the panel hosts, the debate moderators were a little too
in the blue,
lenient,
looking good as ever.
But it does seem now that the situation was Trump got grilled more so than
straight dark colors.
Like, you know, how do you handle that?
I mean, how do you handle that? You I don't think Trump got grilled more. I think Trump got away with it. Like sometimes if it seems like somebody's getting treated worse than another person, maybe it's just because that person is the first person. Like it's so weird. Like when it comes to crime, Republicans are the exact opposite. Like, well, we need to send all the cops to the bad neighborhoods to arrest all of these violent black people that are committing crime all the time. But then when it comes to Trump and people are calling him out all the time for being a dipshit, they're like, why are we being so unfair to Trump? Well, hey, maybe he's just a bigger dipshit, so we need to keep him in mind for that. Like, I don't know how to counter that. The assumption, it starts off with this default assumption that everybody should be held to the same number of corrections. But what if one person is just wrong?
Look, let's fuck here, okay? Now, the hosts, they only really Trump. I didn't hear a single thing from them towards Kamala that was, hey, you said this, what about this? You said this, what about this? I'm that different now. Now, with the situation where Trump said, hey, you are trying to get rid of Brent. You're trying to get rid of those energy jobs. Which, to be fair, Kamala had already addressed before, after her first appearance in the public eye with Kamala, that involves but none of that came with Kamala. That, like, how would you run our election? It's kind of weird where we don't have any kind of decent criticism of the opposition where everything is going towards Trump.
Well, can you think of a single question that Kamala didn't answer?
Yeah.
I think that Kamala answered very well, but I think Trump took a different tack. Trump was going to it for, I'm going to let him respond, and then I'll respond to mine. Or direct response to mine. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for that. You need to go to sleep pretty soon. Is that everything?
That's all I have.
Thanks a lot, sir. Lincoln? Like, yeah.
Damn. Walked into a double ways with that spot.
Good luck.
Yeah, that's what you do like it. We got Social Acolyte up here real quick. He wanted to talk to you. He's been like messaging you guys. Do you want to say something real quick? It's actually good.
Yeah, they want. I can jump for a second. Go for it.
Okay, yeah, no, I was just coming up here to buy. I've not seen the action today. The only question I really want to ask is how, like, with bodies, somebody's still frustrated, not involved in the presidential election in any way, but for Americans and millions, how should they rationalize the change in policies made by the US? Whereas, like, 2 years ago and 3 years ago, she was far more on the extreme left, and now she seems to be pandering to the right wing, where she's like, oh, we need police, and, you know, we need to be spinning up police or whatever. It's just sort of like switched on a lot of policies, going from extreme left to more moderate or even some right on some of these issues. Is that signal a lack of identity on the part?
No, I think it's kind of a weird attack on Kamala Harris that she's anti-cop and she was a district attorney and then also like an attorney general. I think she's probably always been relatively supportive of the police. I mean, people supported BLM, but I don't think, I was going to check, I don't think she was ever like supporting these, like defund all the police measures or anything. Like, she ran to the left of Biden.
Should have known since he wasn't defending.
So my guess is she's either moderated on some positions because that's where the will of the party is right now, or she has adopted new positions being part of the Biden administration. But like, remember, when you're running for nominee in a primary, part of what you're doing is figuring out where the soul of the party is, where the people are, and the mandate of the people as part of that primary process. If you run in a primary, you start to see that like, oh wow, some of the ideas we used to have don't align with where my party is right now. You might change your ideas over time, especially if you're part of the new administration. And when you run for office, my guess would be like if you would judge when you run for office, you would probably be closer to the Biden administration than where you would have been ran the primary. That'd be my guess. So.
Yeah, I actually, like, on a more kind of like model, I actually believe it's completely taking it. It's very fine, like, that's a real good factor. go from one view to another, that shows that you're a dogmatic individual. So like, in that event, I actually do support changing the view. Person for discussing like, if everything you think is parallel, that's like, come on, man, you know. But like, if you're like, so that you can like pick and choose some ideas and like you change it, fine. That's like obviously a really positive human trait. But I just don't think that's what she's doing. I think it's far more reasonable to put that in the fact that like, oh, she was pandering in 2020 and in 2022 and in 2021, you know, and then all of that, you know, and then also honestly, like I mentioned, that was just like one example. But like, it just seems that she's swung far more to the right during this exam, this really key moment, which does signal to me a lack of authenticity, rather a genuine change in her viewpoint. But yeah, it's,
I think it's important when we talk about like pandering. I mean, she is a politician, and at the end of the day, her mandate comes from the people. Her goal is to win an election. So, if the public has a view that they want to see, like, let's say that you run on 15 an hour wage,
I got caught by 2 double lasers at one point. It was I wasn't even mad. It was just cool looking. Yeah, it was crazy. I was like, oh my god, that's the first time for me.
back and taking like your time and your it is pandering.
Yeah.
When you like go back what you truly believe,
It was tight.
just a key moment when you have to get votes to win the election.
Well, do you think she's going to get elected and like change what she would?
I'm not sure if she's even going to get elected.
Yeah, but I'm asking if she were to win the election, do you think she's going to like come into office and say, okay, now that I'm here, we're going to go super anti-Trump, like she lose the support from her party?
For who? For Matthew?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Enough. Understand it, but yeah, no, it just doesn't.
Looks cool.
Doesn't signal to me a really strong basis for signaling authenticity. Like it just seems like right at the key moment, she flips her opinion, and then it's like, oh, okay, now that she's got like the votes, now she can like accurately display what she wants to do. Now that she's elected or whatever.
The thing is I don't know. There's like,
I'm not asking you to.
Sure, but I don't know where the indication is that she's being like inauthentic. I have no idea. Like, what's the thing?
Right during this election cycle, she's like suddenly switched her views from like this long extended viewpoint where we've seen Kamala and we've seen that her views have been like really quite far left.
Well, far left on what?
Some green pants, trying to hide his weapons.
Signal like support for BLM back in 2020.
Wait, do you think she does?
Good old me, looking sexy as usual.
BLM is a lot different than like saying
Little
defunding every police.
Tetra,
Yeah,
okay.
no, I know. But like, the point is, it just does seem.
I got a poke for
like
them.
you could put me down to ask like really like, and like I could say like, oh, I don't really know, but like I think it's reasonable enough to point out like before she's far more right, and now during this election cycle she's far more right, and then as a result of that,
all right, one guy's peeling off far left,
which doesn't seem like a natural transition in everything, but rather as a way to win that she feels like she needs to win the election. And it seems deeply dishonest and manipulative.
Well, I guess the question would be, how do you feel about Trump changing his view? That's like representative, not as changing.
Yeah, I just don't pick up on the same. Yeah, I just don't pick up on the same like the
So
I think he's slick,
Donald Trump ran when Donald Trump ran for killing because they pulled the hair out, and after he failed miserably at that, he tried to sign into law like the existing condition, which is one of the most important aspects of the
you out with
that felt authentic to you.
To be honest, I don't know. I don't know what that is. But like,
what's like a consistent throughput of like authentic like policy position that you feel Donald Trump has had?
Yeah, like you would think it's the person that's actually believes all of this stuff in court.
Well, lasted a while. Only got 78 points. I damn near killed 2 people.
No, I think they genuinely support it because if you look at the work the Democrats do, they put in the work in the presidency, they put in the work in the legislature, and they put in the work in the local level. But Biden has more joint, like huge legislative accomplishments than like any president in history. And he did it historically divided Congress. That doesn't happen unless you really believe in the things you're pushing, right?
Got it.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose just as someone who doesn't like live in the United States, I just don't know these policies. But yeah, no.
Damn, got me. Got my little tippy toes.
Okay.
Get him, boys.
Hey, by the way, Dusty, if you'd like to go, you're free. You're kind of like free to leave whenever you want. But anyways, thank you for coming to those nice little ways, and thank you to whoever shared the links to this in your chats.
If there's any other big dudes who want to chat, I can stay and chat with them, or otherwise I can take off. It's up to you. Muting. Is there a way to get Twitter to stop fucking calling my microphone volume? It's fucking annoying. It keeps doing that. Keep trying to get.
At 30%.
Live video shot. Get it today.
Gotcha.
Let's do this.
Solar requests.
Control, not adjust my fucking microphone volume. It's so fucking annoying. It keeps making it go low. It's going lower. Now it's it's so fucking annoying.
That should be interesting. Then we can wrap it up. Black.
Oh, hello.
Yes, I can. What's up, man?
I apologize. My PC exploded, so this is my first time doing this on the phone. I apologize.
This happens. Yes, this happens. Anyways, welcome to the conversation. Go ahead.
I thank you for having me. Destiny, it is a pleasure.
Texas crowd.
So I guess we're speaking a lot strongly on the term of policy and whatnot. So I guess if you could just give me a quick recap of where we're at, Destiny, where we're at as far as like topics are concerned, as far as the debate has gone. If you could help me out with that, then we can get started. That's okay.
In terms of what exactly are you asking? Like what the topics of the debate were over for the debate tonight?
I know the topics. I did watch it. I was just there's a lot of things that you were saying that did kind of spike my curiosity, as far as when a presidential candidate comes in and is not we want to talk about executive order and whatnot, but I think the first thing I always default to whenever you're speaking of that is I will go straight to the Keystone Pipeline. That was executive action day 1, so
Got it.
Well, you got me. When I'm looking at like a person running for president, I need to interest what they're going to do via executive order. That's, I'm pretty sure the current administration supports oil quite a bit. The United States is producing more oil now for the world than they.
I don't know why people like to dress their armor cores in all black. Like I can't see what kind of weapons they're going to use.
She's going to do anything to touch that. I would imagine anybody would want her to, so it's not really a thing that I'm worried about. I don't think the next administration, whoever they are, is going to do much to threaten what America is doing right now for energy.
Okay, well, she says that, but she said alternatively in the past.
That was tight.
Let's make it believe that she's going to do what she's saying now versus what I said.
I don't know why people use the all black colors. Like, I can't see what kind of weapons they had. I don't get that.
What she said in the past in a primary, if she lost, if she would have won the primary in the past and gotten elected, I think she probably would have tried to do those things. But she didn't have the mandate from the party for those ideas back then. She does have the mandate from the party for the ideas now. And the idea that she would fill in a cabinet and everybody who's on the Democratic side in Congress, like all on this agenda, and then come in as the president and then just switch up, that just seems unbelievably unlikely. Like she cast the tie-breaking vote on the infrastructure bill, and that infrastructure bill included a lot of money that was set aside for fracking. I don't think she's just going to magically 180 on this.
Well, yeah, I will also remind you that the Senate infrastructure bill also promoted tax.
Oh no, I'm out of this game.
Okay.
Later.
It's factually true. I'm just saying,
Wait. What's the point of bringing that up?
Well, if you want to say that you were the deciding factor on a vote for a bill that ends up being something that you're going to backtrack on later, why would you want to trust that person when they've voted against something that they are now going to go for in order to stay in power?
For anything relating to higher taxes on tips, my guess is
everyone's rocking the razor shoulder.
It's not because Democrats would want it. What didn't Joe Biden himself say that they wanted to sign a bill that would have gotten rid of tax on
gas.
gifts? I don't think that bill is ever going to make its way through the Congress. But you're talking about legislation that's negotiated. These are bipartisan bills that are have huge involvements with Republicans as well, right?
Right. So, I mean, just saying something is bipartisan doesn't exactly make it so. And also, I would remind you on the Infrastructure Act and the whatever act you want to call it, how much money went to Ukraine in those bills?
I don't think the infrastructure bill had any money earmarked for Ukraine.
Did it? Did it? I'm not exactly sure. I do know that some of the bills that they passed through had some hidden spending that became highly questionable as the brand fall. Again, I'm on my phone. My computer is fried, so I don't have pages pulled up like I normally do. But it seems like you could name something colorful and flowery to make it sound good, but the hidden spending that comes within it.
Sorry, energy, canyon shoulders versus
a lot of people are easy to overlook. Pass a 4,800-page bill, for example, 24 hours before it's supposed to be voted on, so nobody has a chance to go through it. And the infrastructure bill, and these are the facts, all sources available at laurelcrowder.com, that, I had to throw that in there, sorry. That the infrastructure bill did, in fact, pass a tax on tips. So,
when you say tax on tips, I don't know that business tips are already taxed. Is there like a special extra bill?
No.
Nice leaving. No carousel juice though.
They're not reported in books.
I'm sorry, excuse me. They absolutely are taxed. You have either never worked a job before, or you're not aware of how taxes are in the United States. In the United States of America, you are absolutely supposed to account for your tips. You're supposed to pay taxes from those tips. If you're not, you're committing tax fraud.
I was general manager for Domino's for 2 years. I know exactly how I know exactly how tips and taxes work.
Okay, well, hold on. If you were a manager of a pizza place, then you know that good things that had credit card tips, those have probably automatically gotten added because your employees or taxes were counted for. Or if you got cash tips, you might have taken out cash. Those expenses to report those when back then it would probably a 1040 at the end of the year. Otherwise, the tax file. You can't just take
it would be a 1040 or if it was on a severe degree, it would be a 1040.
Hey, that's fun. I like watching this dude. The hero build.
Give you 1099 tips for your employees at a pizza place?
Well, no, I didn't. I'm just saying, if we were going to go that route, that's probably the way it would go to some places, like say a bar, for example. If it's just a straight cash bar, we're talking very small businesses here. I'm not talking about what I did. I'm just saying it's
Okay, that guy's got medium
cash bar should still be accounted for. We're talking about just cash bar. It's very common with small businesses.
No, it does. It does. And I'm not saying that it doesn't. But like I'm saying, the tax on tips thing is besides the point.
Also, I don't know what 1099G is. That's when I get PayPal. 1099K is for electronic 1099 forms. And I'm sure there are other versions of 1099 as well. But also, I'm still not sure what you mean by tax on tips from the infrastructure bill. You're supposed to pay tax on tips. What provision are you talking about?
Well, I'm saying according to what I've heard,
I don't know what you're currently. I can't respond to that. According to what I've heard, Marshall motivating. I don't know any of that.
Well, that's fair. We can move on to something else. As far as the debate goes, what do you say to all of the things that have been criticized of Trump from Kamala Harris that could have been done now?
What do you mean by that? Criticize? Oh, Kamala can't do anything.
Well, everything else. I mean, here's the thing. Everybody says it's like, the vice president doesn't have full powers, the vice president doesn't have this, the vice president doesn't have that, and that's a fair assessment. But now, President Biden isn't the president.
He is the president.
They have forced him out.
I can't engage. I can't.
There's
No
almost
answer here.
14 million votes.
If it's on conspiracy, I can't engage. President right now is the
This isn't a conspiracy, it is fact. With 14 million votes for President Biden, for the incumbent, and that they forcefully took him out without any explanation and inserted Kamala Harris in. So is not now she the president?
Why didn't Trump do any debates this cycle before getting the nomination?
Which debates didn't he do?
He didn't ever debate with Nikki Haley. He didn't do any debates with DeSantis. Why not?
Why would he want to debate Nikki Haley?
Why not? Because we should have open primaries where people are competing with each other, and he'd already lost one election. Why would he assume that he would
Nikki
be
Haley is in competition. Why would you want
She
to
was
debate
running for the nomination. Why did Donald Trump do any debates? If he's so smart, if he's so good, if he has all the experience, why didn't he do any debates with him? Was he afraid, or...
Hey, where is Nikki Haley now?
It doesn't matter. I'm asking why. Where is Joe Biden
Okay,
now?
well,
It's now it's Kamala Harris.
Then
Like,
why
so,
would you want to
okay,
debate?
then I agree. Then it doesn't matter. So Kamala Harris is the nominee, and Donald Trump is the nominee, and these are the two people running against each other. Joe Biden is still the president.
Okay,
That
well,
hasn't
if
changed
she's
as far
the
as I'm aware.
nominee
So.
and she's the incumbent, so
No,
why
she's
isn't
not the
she
incumbent.
running
That's not
now?
what. That's not how the English language works, and that's not what nominee or incumbent means. Like,
Well, she is now the incumbent. She's running as the incumbent because she was already vice president, and now they're making her president. They've suddenly shuffled her in. So I would like you to explain to me how you think that that would work.
well, generally, if you win 270 electoral votes on January 6th, you get certified as being the president.
She didn't win 270 electoral votes, though.
Dude.
No, she hasn't.
Joe Biden.
Because we haven't had an election yet. That's correct.
Okay, so why is she now the incumbent?
She's not the incumbent. She's the nominee.
Yes, she is. She's running as the Democratic nominee.
Ready?
Well, I mean, I guess you could break that on technicalities. So
No,
I
it's
will
not
leave
really
that.
technical. It's kind of like the taxes on tips thing that you just completely made up. Or maybe you saw it on a Louder and Crowder link, which also makes things up. So it's the same thing, I guess.
Fair enough. But I guess I'm just kind of confused as to why you're gonna say one thing and then say another when it comes to something that is conflicting information. I guess it's kind of confusing to me as a regular person.
Don't worry, I can tell.
Well, that's not an explanation. That's just a blatant confirmation of nothing.
Yeah, and that wasn't a question. That was just random meandering, kind of like what Trump did in the debate all night.
How did he meander?
He didn't directly answer basically a single question, and he gave unhinged...
What did he not answer?
When he was asked to identify basically any specific policy in response to almost anything, he seemed unwilling or unable to answer the question.
What is anything?
What is anything?
I mean,
what an idiot.
You're not going to get by with broad generalizations. With
well, I mean, you tried to do broad generalizations for literally the entirety of the day. You're literally giving broad generalizations on legislation. He was asked directly, like 3 times, if he would veto a national abortion ban. He didn't respond to that. He refused to the entire time. He kept saying, "Well, it wouldn't matter."
He didn't. He did answer it. He said he would leave it to the states. It's not up.
That's not a question.
There's no
That's
such
not
thing
an
as an
answer.
abortion ban. So that's all.
That's not an answer. If the Congress passes an abortion ban, would he veto it? That was the question. He wouldn't answer. You're not answering. So we're playing the same game.
There's no need to be.
Exactly. You're playing the same game. You're not answering. You're not answering.
That is the answer.
You're not answering.
There's no need to veto it.
There is no. It's called a hypothetical. When they say no, they didn't have a federal power. You guys know he left
To the states.
they disagree.
There's no such thing as an abortion ban. That is a lie.
The Supreme Court went back on a prior Supreme Court ruling. The Congress could pass a law relating to abortion, and they haven't. But if they do, will Trump veto it? That was the question, and he didn't answer.
And he said it is up to the states. It's up to the people to decide. It's not up to him. It's not up to the federal government. Which
That's
is
not
the best
true, though.
America.
That's not
Small
true.
government. We
It's
don't
not
need
true.
big government.
It's not true. We literally have a big government. It's called the federal government. And state governments are pretty big as well. So
It's called the executive branch of one of the 3 branches of government.
what the executive branch has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Well, the executive branch, which is the presidential branch, has the ability to veto any laws that come from the other branches of government. So, it's not
You trying to be sneaky, little rat?
why you want to say there is an abortion ban, but there's clearly not when it has been passed down on
Number 1's trying to be sneaky, little rat.
a state-level basis.
Full hell.
Is it really cold in your house right now, how would you feel?
I feel awesome.
Let's go. So, Jack, I know it was a quick summer for you, but that's probably awesome. And I've left. Who has the weirdest pregame routine? I've got one. Yeah. The Golden Knights open up on TNT on opening night. If you had any advice for Biz, you guys, how they do a great job. Thanks, Jack. Yeah.
I'm from the Arctic Circle. You're not going to get by this. So, what is that? I'm just saying, dude, like, if
you're not saying anything, you're just, and you're scared of it the same way that Trump is. Or you guys truly just can't, like, compute basic grammar or syntax. The question is if Congress passes an abortion ban, would you veto it? Or if Congress passes some type of abortion, that's not an answer. You understand you're not
eliminated, it's not up to Congress, out of the federal government's hands. It's a phenomenal question.
Roe has nothing to do with the federal government. Roe has nothing to do with Congress. Okay? So it's left up to the federal government. No, it wasn't. That's not what Roe v. Wade does or means. Okay? The question is, if Congress, the federal Congress, would have passed a law banning abortion, would you veto it? If they did, would you veto it? That's the question.
Okay, so how would that particular scenario come into?
Well, Congress, they basically, let me show you the Congress if you want for how a bill becomes a law.
Well, buddy's running meta stuff. Okay. That's exactly
Congress
what to do
would
with
pass a
that.
bill. It could start in the Senate or the House.
Most dangerous person on our team is the number one.
Now abortion is illegal across the United States of America. And then the president would have it as its test. And the president would write veto in big red letters, or give it a stamp and say, I approve of this bill, and now it's a law. The question is which one of those two actions would follow.
Well, yeah, but okay, sure, in that scenario,
like, what's the question?
What you're getting at?
Well, not that's the question. It's a very straightforward question. I don't need you to do it.
It is, and I agree with that, but I'm just saying, that scenario will never come into play because it's not up to them.
It can be, yes. Congress right now could shall make it go to the House or the Senate first. They can make a bill that's ban abortion. They should both houses could agree on it, and then they can send it to the president.
Okay, so how would that happen?
Do you want me to explain the entire part of how legislation is passed? I don't know.
I'm just trying to figure out why you're drawing the conclusions that you're drawing, because how can you create an imaginary scenario from something that lawfully cannot exist if it's left up to individual states of the union versus the federal government?
Okay, I swear to God, I'm not trying to be an asshole right now. What do you think, Roe v. Wade was about? Or what do you think Roe v. Wade did?
As far as my understanding, it left abortion laws in the hands of the federal government, which left them to draw things and make laws or pass them of individual states. Okay. Am I close? Not really. Kind of close.
What Roe and Casey did was
Yeah, did he?
laws around abortion, like restricted laws around abortion. They made it so that these types of laws would be unconstitutional because they would violate certain types of equal protections, complicated constitutional bullshit about it. But that's what Roe v. Wade did. When they got rid of Roe v. Wade, when they said, okay, no more Roe v. Wade decision, no more cases, we're getting rid of these, what that means is that states are now allowed to pass laws that previously would have been struck down as being unconstitutional because of Roe or because of Casey. However, the federal government can also pass a law. The federal government could pass a law saying everybody gets 3 abortions all the time, or the federal government can still pass a law saying nobody has any abortions. Before, when the Supreme Court, and it's like, when the Supreme Court made abortion protected right in the United States, they did so through an interpretation of constitutional amendments, basically. They did it through the Constitution, not through passing a bill. So now that Roe and Casey are gone, the federal government, the Congress, could still pass a bill banning abortion, or I don't know if they can pass a bill making it so abortion has to be available, but that's the thing that could happen. And that's why the question's put to Trump, hey, if Congress was to pass a law banning abortion, would you veto it, or would you allow it to stand? Would abortion be banned in the United States of America? That's what the question is about. Yeah.
Okay, I think I kind of understand where you're coming from, but to put it on the other side of the aisle, I guess, if you could say, it almost seems like Trump was trying to say is that, you know, it shouldn't be up to Big Brother to make that decision. It should be the will of the people of the state, and I think that's kind of where we're getting a little bit, where we're getting our wires crossed in this, because, you know, I mean, I'm not pro-life or pro-choice in that aspect. I'm kind of a moderate, you know. I mean, I've suddenly become conservative.
Yeah, I know on Twitter is. It would still be Big Brother deciding, right? Why do you think the state government is any less Big Brother than the federal government?
Well, well, because it's smaller and it's easier for people of the state to dictate what it is that their state wants, but then again, that also comes down to people's ability to be informed and voting on a more local basis, like city council.
Yeah, but when I'm talking state, no, when you state, you think if you go to the hospital and the state government tells you you can't do it, do you think that feels any less insurmountable than the federal government? Like, if your whole state is banning thing, that's as much a Big Brother as the federal government is.
Okay, so which state says that you can't?
I mean, I don't know the abortion laws in every state. I do know that in the North, I'm pretty sure Georgia has made it so that you can't have an abortion until past 6 weeks.
So is there an abortion ban anywhere in any state in the United States?
6 weeks is essentially, that's basically like an abortion ban.
So there's not an abortion ban. Okay, thank you.
What point do you think you're moving? Do you think that I don't think you know anything about.
I don't know a single woman alive that doesn't know she's pregnant past the firstborn. I'm just saying.
And thank you for saying that. Consider yourself before than anything I could possibly say. But
I don't have any kids. I just know people. I'm good at talking to people. I'm just telling you that if you think that you don't know if you're pregnant or not past 6 weeks, you're either stupid, on drugs, or both.
Okay, well, this is not to be super woke, but this is why women get really triggered when men talk about women.
I'm just saying. How ignorant do you have to be to let the federal government have control?
Not ignorant at all. To miss one period and instantly just assume or know for a fact that you're pregnant, like by the time 6 weeks rolls around,
they sell pregnancy tests at the dollar store, dude. Come on.
That's not getting good advertising. This for first.
You didn't go to the free clinic.
I don't think you can get a pregnancy test at one week. You have to wait until you miss your period, which I think is around 2 weeks.
Speaking from personal experience?
I'm speaking because I know a little bit about a woman's body.
A little bit is putting it very accurately. Wait, what? All right, I guess that's enough. Let's up for you guys now. Let's all right.
Just to be clear, so Alabama, Arkansas, Idaho, Indiana, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, North Dakota, Oklahoma, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, and West Virginia have a near total ban in place for abortion. Some of these have accepted.
What is the total ban? What is a near total ban? A near total ban doesn't mean anything. It's either a ban or it's not. You can't say near total ban. That's like double speak. You're double speaking.
So the exceptions are for these instances.
Yes, and those exceptions have been made abundantly clear that is within the acceptable terms, regardless of time.
That's an abortion ban. So that means you can't get an abortion once.
No, it's not, because it's still allowed, so it's not a ban. A ban means not at all. You can't change the definition of the word to favor your viewpoint.
It's effectively a ban. If you have to prove that you...
So it's effectively, so it's not a ban.
Congratulations. You know what? If you guys lose the election on this technicality, then I'm so I don't know how you pull women over to your side with the best argument you're ever. Well, you can get an abortion as long as you got raped or incested. Like, congratulations.
What?
Can we change the topic? Definitely. Can I answer your question?
Yeah, go for it.
If you give them love and good, nutritious food, it absolutely changes your life.
It's like a mess hall. Trying to get everything out at the same time. There was only one secret before long. I think definitely lead to a long fight. It's a onion, like 3 pounds. And she can, so you've got to make sure that she eats the Parmesan cheese regularly every day. I don't worry about it. Mr. Magoo has opposite issue. So I could eat Parmesan and get all this.
I know foreign policy was the topic of the debate. Other folks were asking questions. On Kamala's answer about which I view as kind of foreign policy laziness, the solution to violence in the Middle East is a two-state solution. And I also think you and I have talked about at our conversation on that's the answer to the current situation against Hamas, or let alone in the Middle East, is got to get that two-state solution. Although it isn't something that anybody's ever been able to do, despite years of administrations trying to do.
It's your boy.
And what do you think about that?
I mean the two-state solution is obviously something that you have to
It's your boy.
make some kind of effort towards. But saying two-state solution is kind of like saying we have to settle life on another planet. That's a way out there thing. I think she answered. I think she gave pretty much the same answer that the Biden admin is giving right now. And what she said right now, that some kind of ceasefire has to be reached. Israel has to be more careful in how they conduct the war. It's basically just kind of like boilerplate answers right now for it, saying that we need some type of two-state solution. I guess signals like the most kind of like milquetoast, lukewarm take on Israel-Palestine. But I wouldn't expect them to hash out all the details there.
All right, I think it's just it's a very lazy answer to a real question of, if you're saying you got to get to a ceasefire, that's the solution. Although, as you and I have talked, that's never what Hamas has ever asked for. So let's dig a little deeper here. Hopefully, in the next debate, it'll be pushed a little like, no, what's your plan? What's your solution other than forcing a ceasefire?
I would be in favor of that. I would be in favor of that, but only if Kamala goes second, and only if they force Trump to answer first. And if you're willing to waste the entire 2 hours asking him over and over and over again for an actual answer. Because Donald Trump's answers for foreign policy have always just been, I'll be strong, I'll sit down and I'll figure it out, I'll make them sign peace, I'll send them a picture of their home. If Trump actually answers that question, then I think Kamala should go ahead and give the answer. But no, to have her sit there and try to spell out all of the detailed intricacies and nuances of foreign policy with the Middle East, no. I would be shocked if Trump could talk anything about that region without Kushner, by his side. Trump didn't even manage the foreign policy for the Middle East. It was basically Kushner, I'm pretty sure, doing all the work on that. So, if Trump wants to answer those questions, I'd be interested to hear. But every single time Trump is tasked with talking foreign policy, all I've heard him say over and over again, he said this on Lex too. Well, I'm not going to say what I'm going to do. I don't want to give away my plan. It's that's what he said over and over again.
Some color.
It's Iran's wealth versus then and now. There's a couple of nuances there. I'm not defending either side. I'm just saying it really bothers me that the two-state solution gets incorporated into a question like that.
That's right.
When it is ridiculous it's just equal truth on both sides. You're not giving an answer. You just gave an answer that isn't a solution to anything. Talking about what's going on right now.
Yeah, sure. It's definitely it's painting with a very broad brush. I don't disagree with that. Yeah.
All right, good to talk to you. I don't think I don't have the where that last conversation with you, but thanks.
Thanks a lot. And yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, epic. Anyone else? Any comments and such? Destiny, how much time do you still have left?
Listen, if you want to jump in and chat, I'm here for it.
That's cool. I'll check some of the requests and find some that I think is familiar. One piece. And this one. Here. This post was back. It's fantastic. Hey, I'd like to talk to this guy. Okay, let's see how that works out. Why is this a good person to enter the stage yet? Yeah. Okay, perfect. Hello, welcome to the conversation. Please make sure I'll see your DMs. I'm not the kind of report here, but yeah. What's up? No screaming.
Hey, Destiny, how's it going? It's a pleasure to speak to you. I can't believe I got the mic. I've never met Adrian.
Beautiful.
This is the first time. I just had a question for you, Destiny. Why is one-eyed or lights? Are you even the Illuminati? Are you a Satanist? Or are you just playing stupid?
I can't possibly be the Illuminati milkshake because my Mossad handlers wouldn't allow me to worship the devil. Only worship Yahweh, whatever the Jewish gods believe by. Sorry.
Okay, so why don't you have both your eyes light up? Like, what type of symbolism are you trying to look
I don't know. People just like email me stuff and tell me to copy some things, and I get a paycheck in the mail. It's signed by George Soros, it's signed by Bill Gates, and yeah, just follow instructions.
Yeah, so you do get paid out by George Soros. Is that the same guy who took bricks and committed treason against the country? So I just wanted to ask a question. Are you in favor of 7-month abortion, 8 months abortion, 9 months abortion, or when the baby's on the table?
I usually like to have the. I would say that abortion after 2 years maybe is probably best. Because that gives you enough time to kind of like test drive the baby.
Control, so your brain just fried.
Well, then, yeah, well, that's because I'm the product. My mom tried to abort me. I'm actually an abortion survivor. My mom tried to abort me, and they saved me on the table. My brain's a little fucked up sometimes.
Oh, God, maybe she should have been so damn dumb.
She tried to, but thankfully Donald Trump and the rest of the pro-life Republicans saved me. Here I am, on life support.
Yeah, so this is the first time I've heard you care about the people of Alabama, the people of...
Oh, I'm sorry if I gave that impression. I don't care about the people of Alabama. Too bad, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know you're not. You're one of those people who gave the whole country.
Yep, the country of Alabama is one of the worst I've ever heard of.
Yeah, so I guess, so what do you think is so funny about destroying America? Are you an evil person deep down in your heart?
Well, I mean, I wasn't until the Jews made me that way, so I just kind of, like a bounty. I'm a mercenary for horrible anti-American ideas, and right now the Mossad's the highest payer, so why not?
Oh, so you're an agent for the Mossad. Well, it's a good thing that they think you're an idiot and they use you as a tool.
Yeah, no problem. I hope one day I'll be able to get paid the same amounts that your favorite content creators got paid out by Russia. Right now, Mossad's only offering, it's like 10,000.
Russia, the same, well, look, really talk to guys, but I can talk 10 times faster than I'm sure with anybody. Why did Putin force Kamala Harris? Because he loved, why are you in favor of millions of people dying in the Ukraine and the Mossad? Why are you in favor of honest?
Hold on.
Great.
You know, honestly, because they said that they didn't know which weapons World War III would be fought with, but they knew that World War IV would be fought with sticks and stones, and I figured that if we can just get to that, if you can just get to that war and be able to participate without too much of a threat of death, then yeah, really looking forward to the stick wars.
Well, now I understand why only one of your eyes is lit up and not both of them, because you're a dim bulb.
Absolutely, yeah. They installed those LEDs, and it's never been the same since.
I think you're probably getting a little tired, because I was like 3 hours with you.
There are so many the family are destroyed, the fathers were killed for a fake cause.
Great jacket at the end of 3 hours.
Honest to God, I think anybody talking to you for 3 hours would feel like they'd want to be in a straitjacket by the end of it, but...
Exactly. That's because you're talking so much common sense into your brain. I live inside your head, rent-free.
You're absolutely true.
It's called common sense. Yeah, absolutely true. Thank you for admitting the truth. Maybe your Mossad agents might send you a little bit more cash.
I thought they only pay me to lie.
Yeah.
Dude, this conversation is
Yeah, Destiny. No, yeah. Yeah, Destiny for YouTube. He's there's some kind of like conspiracy theory nut job talking to him, and he's giving him the whole like, oh yeah, I'm part of the Illuminati. Yep, I eat babies. Yep.
Too happy with you, and you had a crazy storm around you.
Yeah, or maybe you can actually hear the rain from inside the padded cell. You're too deep in the institution right now.
Yeah, whatever that.
The dude doesn't even know he's being made fun
I
of.
think with your thought patterns, hey, why don't you ask your wife who she's voting for? Did she leave your ass?
Well, considering the fact that my wife was Swedish, I don't think she was voting for anybody in America.
Wasn't your wife other men? Why does anybody give this guy a platform?
Well, she was your dad while I was your
Aren't
mom.
you like the
we were
number
having a giant orgy
yeah,
foursome.
yeah. Now you're bringing my mom.
If you want to get personal, all right? You want to tell everybody why you hate me so much? Listen, I'm not going to keep your mom's name out of my mouth. I want to keep her ass, and that's why he's so mad at me. He walked in on all this stuff. It traumatized the of him, and here he is. Okay, he saw me, his mom, and he was like, "Mom, Mom, you promised me you would never f anybody besides Daddy and your brother, and here you are with Destiny buried in your ass." Okay, screaming.
Bro, you're a nasty. You should repent for your sins.
I'm nasty.
You're the nastiest guy of all time.
Are you serious? Your mom's the one that was doing ass to mouth, like, bro. I was just there getting sucked off. Don't get mad at me.
You're into grandmothers, man. You're pretty gross.
Well,
what do you have to that? Whelp? Yep, whelp.
I mean, she's a mother and a grandmother. Grandmothers need love too.
Yeah, I know. Well, my mother's someone, I guess. You know what? Keep my mother's name out of your mouth. What else? So you're in favor of 7-month, 8-month, 9-month abortions, huh?
All the way up to 48 months, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. What else is there? You're in favor of the Ukraine war. Are you in favor of Zelensky going all the way to Moscow?
Like with the Ukrainian army? Sure, why not?
Oh my God! Let's just blow up the whole world with nukes. That's what this Destiny. What's your real name? Because it certainly isn't your destiny. I think your destiny is to be in a straitjacket. You're so damn dumb.
Do you think so?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, thanks for the productive conversation.
Well, I think just get Donald Trump 6 months and you might be in one.
I'll do my best. Okay. Adrian, I love
Oh, watch out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got him.
Ready. Ready. Time out. We're kind of, we need
I'll say this though.
Hey, don't just like I said to your mom last night.
God, chainsaw.
We're gonna have
Somebody's angry.
All I did was brought up.
All right, boys. I wish you could shoot markers, like to let people know where we at. With that.
Well,
okay, but we need to by the way, thank you for entertaining the conversation. I understand your humor.
Here it comes. Take your teeth brush by a chainsaw.
Which is absolutely fucking hilarious. In this case, it's certainly just been a paid threshold for me, but that's hilarious. That was actually cool.
Thanks a lot, Jonathan. Have fun, Dylan. Take care, guys. Jesus Christ. I'm not even talking points.
Oh, where you at?
Well, my policies to she named.
You're number 3?
When I say policies, I mean executive orders from the president. All right, I'll you guys have fun.
If you have a child,
Oh.
like to get into the best professional class, I have something very pretty much universal in social science suggests that many of the institutions that we hold dear that shape us, that provide us social support, a huge amount of this used to happen anyway inside of these traditional religious structures, and there really has been nothing to replace it.
We're talking about what the self is. I mean, atheists believe in the self. Everybody believes in the
Well,
self.
no, that's not that I find. Why would an atheist believe in the self? The self is a series of non-deciding mechanisms.
This show does seem to have extraordinary capacity for putting you face to face with people that have been smashed up. So, thanks again.
The arguments against God are fairly compelling. I think the arguments against atheism are fairly compelling. And I think that the difference is that most people who believe in God have expressed doubts, and a lot of people who are atheists tend to be more religious in this way than many people who are God believers.
If people listening agree with me that free will in fact doesn't exist, and simultaneously agree with you that free will is something necessary for the upkeep of civilization, then I would simply ask you to consider utilizing the delusion.
If you want more of today's conversation, register now. Your chance to win a free call.
Nice.
Tell us who persuaded you. Survey in today's show. I am your host, Andy Kine. Today we are talking about a very interesting topic. The question is religion good or bad for society? Now I've been joined by two very dapper chaps, Ben Shapiro and Alex O'Connor, who most of you may be aware of. We're going to have a very substantive conversation. I'm going to introduce them first. I'm going to give us a summary on who they are and stop you. So, Ben Shapiro is a prominent American conservative political commentator and columnist. Okay, so far? So far. A graduate in political science from Harvard Law School. Ben has authored including the #1 New York Times bestseller, The Right Side of History, How Reason and Moral Purpose Made the World Great. He is co-founder and editor emeritus of The Daily Wire and host of the aptly titled Ben Shapiro Show, which in 2021 was ranked in the top
40 seconds, boys.
most listened to Apple Podcasts. He also has a YouTube channel with over 6 million subscribers. Kudos to you. Joining Ben today is Alex O'Connor. He's a YouTube host of the Within Reason podcast, a philosophy platform designed to present discussions in an accessible format. A graduate of philosophy and theology from St John's College, Oxford University, he is also an international public speaker and debater, and defended his philosophical convictions with experts across all continents. Online video material has been viewed more than 70 million times. Is that true? It might be more than actually. More than 70 million times. That's great. Well, it's great to have you both. Thank you both for taking the time. And for both of you, I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller. So hopefully we're going to have a lot of good stuff to say. We're talking about religion and society and how they interconnect. And we want to know, really, and I'd like to get this settled once and for all at the end of this conversation so nobody else ever has to discuss it if we can. Is religion good for society? Can a society hold together if there are no underlying beliefs that everybody shares? And we're going to be exploring what both of you believe are the most important principles undergirding any civilization. What are the foundations of morality and ethics based on? So, without further ado, let's start. I'm not going to go into backstory too much because most people will be aware of who you are. There'll be a lot of